France was never so happy. We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
Alright, we're checking out The Revolution here today. Now this one I've actually had my eye on since last year. I saw the art style to it, it just drew me to it. I'm a really big sucker for unique art style, and this right here I think is like a really good example on the startup screen. We have this statue that's still bloody somehow, but she's also beheaded, she's holding up the scales of justice, and she's got her head, and also the judge's mallet, which is, pretty suiting because we are playing the role of a judge here during the French Revolution. And we have to obviously judge cases and hand out sentences, and depending on the choices we make, it'll evolve the story as we go. Let's get into it as soon as possible. If you guys enjoyed or would like to see more of it on the channel, let me know in the comments and by leaving a thumbs up. Otherwise, all the information for this game will be down below.
Father. I am here. Do you hear me? I gave you the best I could. Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you? Do I mean nothing to you? Why did you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
Yeah, I've been there before. Remind me next time that I want to stop drinking this cloudy rotgut. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Demis. Is someone coming? Matilde Fidele. This was bound to happen. I told you.
Papa, you said we would go. You promised.
Papa had a lot of work. Yeah, a lot of heavy glasses.
You promised me. I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Mom is angry because...
Quiet.
Today your favorite son wanted to prove he was more honorable than his father, so he started a fight. A 5-year-old boy, for God's sake. Our neighbors wanted you to explain that to them, but... Well, you were fighting for justice. At an inn. Damn you, you bloody drunk.
Mother? Documents and letters. Drag and drop documents to manage the layout. Click to display their contents. Okay? Events. React to events, ignoring them may have severe consequences. And we have the notebook, review detailed information about current events, actions, and characters, and then the verdict. Alright, so apparently our prologue will be a tutorial where my son is the one being judged here. Case file. To Judge Alexis Fidele, which I guess would be us. We did not expect this kind of behavior from your son, although apparently we should have. Innocent children's child's play turned into an assault on our own children. Our youngest, Antoine, now has a chipped front tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I am sure we can deal with a gambler and a drunkard. Even he is a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. Aurélie Dupont. Okay. So, innocent, assault. Review the charges. This will make it easier for you to unlock questions for the defendant. Let's unlock some questions. Find the correct links to unlock questions for the defendant. Choose a line of inquiry and link it to the right category. Cool. Chances, so we can make 2 mistakes, but there's 4 questions to reveal. Traps. Some cases may contain traps. Read through the file thoroughly to find... Okay. And there's going to be apparently traps involved too. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Okay, so let's see here. Victim, extenuating circumstances, and the course of events. So, victim would obviously be the injured Antoine. Correct? It's a fairly simple one. So, kids were playing, right? Let's go with the course of events, right? They were playing. And they fought, which I guess would course an event as well. Good. And eventually it led to a chip tooth, which I guess would also fall into the category of course of event. Awesome. So there's going to be like, that was the trap over there, the repeating possibility. And that was going to be the trap question. Gather information and influence the jury's duty by questioning the defendant. Let's start off with, what exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? Bernard? I don't need your smart mouth at the moment, okay? I was not asking you. Good. Shut up, Bernard.
They were yelling that you are, well, I told them that it's not true, and they started calling me names. They call me a drunkard's son.
Who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it.
I think it was me. I kicked the one on the left and then wanted to get the one on the right, but
they ended it.
They knocked me to the ground and paid me back for hitting them.
How did your play turn into a fight?
Our neighbors, Antoine and John, they were saying mean things about you. We were playing guards and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard whom they would, you know.
You were fighting both of them at once.
I had to.
Did you really break Antoine's tooth? Frederick is just a child.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did you hit him in the face?
I think I kicked him, but not that hard.
Well, normally a kick to the face, even with the velocity involved, which is high or not, it's a good possibility of something being broken up there. Hierarchy, what do we have here? Fidele. So that's our family. A judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal, generally considered a drunkard and a gambler. A protege of Raymond de Voyer, who introduced him to the world of law and regulation. In private, he is an unremarkable character. Okay, this is the guy who introduced us to this, right? We also have news, right? Each action may require a different number of influence points and have a different chance of success. Consider them carefully. Your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading these rumors? It is likely to be one of their parents. They could have whispered into their children's ears whom they shouldn't play with and why. They might even have spiced the story up with a lie. But who will hear it next? So, we could use some of our reputation, or at least our influence points, to either intimidate the parents to shut them up for good, maybe, have a talk with them, which would be a -1, or just ignore it. How about we just be a cold hard ass for this? Intimidate the parents. Use over my points, but that's fine. You ain't gonna be talking about the judge this way, right? Well, I guess let's go to a verdict here. Make the most important decision, condemn the defendant, or deem them not guilty. I don't think this is like an actual, like, you know, he's going to jail. This is basically just like a family thing that we're trying to qualm ourselves. But at the same time, he's my son, and I'm a hard ass, so you're not guilty. Let you off the hook this time, sonny boy.
I can't judge my son.
You did well. A man has to defend the honor of his family no matter what.
Paris.
Liberté!
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom. We could not resist it. Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy. We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
You know, nothing says freedom like a public lynching. Alright, so Act 1. Right at the prologue, we kind of got the gist of it here. Awesome. Liberté. By the way, any French bros watching? Let me know when I butcher something really terrible when it comes to your language, because I know I will do it. Expected sentence. Find out which verdict is expected by the factions and your close ones, okay? So the expected sentence here right now for whoever this fella is apparently common folk and family expect him to go to prison. Meanwhile, the revolutionaries expect him to be acquitted. One of the local merchants, Guy, isn't it like supposed to be like Guy? I always say Guy, but I know it's supposed to be like Guy, I believe. One of the local merchants, Guy Daniel, went to the National Guard station near the halls. With a raised voice, he stated that the owner of a neighboring stall had purposely poured wood tar into his barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Daniel demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the halls and established that the herrings did indeed taste awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. A few hours later, the guards returned to the halls. This time, it was formerly accused Jean Courbeau, or Jean. Isn't it supposed to be John? I don't think it's Jean, I think it's like John. John Courbeau, who called for them, and there was a plethora of evidence on site. The clearest being Daniel himself, smashing his neighbor's stall with a long wooden pole in front of the witnesses. So, defendant went to complain about you, assuming you're this Jean guy, John. And there was not enough evidence that you poured that tar into his fish, and then he took it upon himself to just wreck your stall, and then when they showed up, he was in the process of wrecking the stall. I think that is how I understand it. The furious merchant was shaking his fist and yelling, "Where were you when this scoundrel stole my place near the entrance?" The guards did not ask for details, but disarmed the vigorous merchant and put him in jail. While drawing up the report, one of the officers found an old denunciation that had been written by Daniel over 2 years ago. Alright. So that is what we got here. We also have 3 influence points. Let's check out the news here really quick. Neighborhood gossip. Most Parisians are ordinary. They have ordinary problems, ordinary conscience, and ordinary resistance to pain. They were not hardened by the revolution. The father of the family that spread the rumor about your weakness was no different. A few punches were more than enough to convince his instincts that it was time to stop talking. So, the endorsement of the common folk has dropped by -2 by doing that, but we got a +1 reputation, so yeah. We have counter-revolution, we have offender's personality, and the instrument of crime, and the crime scene as well. So the instrument of crime obviously will be the wooden pole here. So, questions discovered. Crime scene. Stall next to the entrance. We have old denunciation and counter-revolutionary propaganda. Well, obviously that would be counter-revolutionary. And an old denunciation would probably be offender's personality. Awesome. So we got the questions here. What does this do? Influence on the jury's opinion, so I see. Do I have to ask all of them? I wonder if there's like, if you withhold questions, like it won't have a sway to the jury? We'll give it a try, maybe. So, what products does Citizen Corbel sell, this guy over here? Fruit and vegetable. And you sell fish. Straight from Newport in Petits Delay. I see. Then why did one of you come to the halls with wood tar and the other with a wooden pole? Citizen? I don't remember. That stick must have been lying near the stall. Corbet, however, clearly planned his actions. Alright, so apparently asking that, jury is leaning towards acquittal. Alright. We have found your denunciation of Citizen Corbet. He did it because I started selling splats. Shut up already, Monsieur le Judge. I just wanted to help the city. Every stallholder pays for their price in the halls. Corbet should pay too. You liar and crook. Don't you remember hiding from the royal collector at the butcher's? Silence! I was trying to avoid royal taxes. You only started after the beginning of the revolution. Be quiet, both of you. Well, that didn't really do much, but he's still towards acquittal. It would appear that your conflict has continued for some time now. Apparently so.
It all started when the scoundrel placed his stall where mine should be, next to the entrance. It wasn't your place. You took it after old Choquette. I think that was right, old Choquette. Silence, and you have not been able to reach an agreement ever since. Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. John once refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet, or you will both be in more trouble than you already are. Citizen Kobe, come closer. Okay, so now we're gonna ask, not the defendant, prosecution, part of the prosecution. Question for the witness, do you really dispute the new order? Or is it true that you took Guy Daniel's place at the entrance of the halls? Do you really dispute the new order? It's slander made up by a man who trades old flounder. Is that a no? Of course it is. I am a merchant, not a politician. Alright, so people are now being swayed towards prison after that one. Why did you have Woodtor with you that day? A few hours have passed between Citizen Daniel's visit at the station and your vandalism. What happened? He continually mocked my stinking headings. Nothing much, only the usual trade. And all of a sudden, Guy Daniel reached for a pole and began to destroy your stall. He went wild, like an animal. Citizen Daniel, please stop making a fool out of me. Well, buddy, it seems that, the jury is leaning towards imprisonment. And to be honest with you, that's what I was leaning towards myself. I mean, you did destroy his stall. Yes, you might not like him. He might have done things that pissed you off, but you did destroy his stall. Now, sending your ass to prison will give us common folk and family points, but the revolutionaries will be a little bit upset about this situation. This is also lit up now. Oh, we have Robespierre. Owing to his passionate devotion to the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as incorruptible. As leader of the radical Jabakims, he preserves order in the National Convention with an iron fist and, if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the age of revolution. So the jury votes in favor of incarcerating the defendant. They find the punishment sufficient. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one myself. Prison it is. At least it's not a hanging, dude, alright? It seems that Parisians will have to start buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Daniel, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards that they won't have an easy life. I do not believe that people will be happy with such a severe penalty. Well, the revolutionaries, you mean. The people, the common folk, were fine. Okay, and here we have Jacques Louis David. May I remind you that you promised to join me? I have a feeling that tonight's moon favors gamblers. Though it does not favor spouses. God should grace us with wives who understand the importance of an evening game of dice. They should also know that the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bringing a judge to the game has benefits. Other players will surely not cheat. That is not a strong argument. My name is Jacques Louis David. I am but a humble painter, not a silver-tongued judge. You're a sly politician, Jacques. As a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises that you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. And that already pissed off at me enough. Let's go home. You're not gonna peer pressure me into this, alright? I'm a grown-ass man. I don't have to go out and party and drink to be cool, right? I was gonna say, it could be livelier at our place, but at least the wife seems to be happy. What? Do you not want to berate me, like you always do? I'm glad you're home. Are you aware that Frederick sometimes imagines you as a deep-sea sailor? He dreams that you visit distant countries and have wonderful adventures. But he would rather have you by his side, on land. We all want that. I don't want to watch the storm blow your lifeboat away and bury it beneath the waves. There are no waves. The storm is getting closer. Dark clouds already hang over the shore. Just wait until they finish building the guillotine. Your oars will break at once, and the waves will take you to a place you'll wish you'd never set foot on. A place without us. Oh, so you're telling me that heads have not begun to roll just yet, huh? Alright. Your family loves you, but we won't find you in the darkness that you have already begun to reach for. Very ominous, I would say. Relations with the family. Upon returning home, you can decide how you would like to spend the rest of the day. Each action will affect the other members of the family as well as their attitude towards you. Each character's attitude can provide you with a wit or deprive you of certain bonuses, e.g. reputation or relations with factions. Your youngest son is special. His attitude makes the other family members like you slightly more. Take good care of him. You remember that opening scene? Father, all that stuff? You know, you start putting two and two together here. Alright, so let's see here. Opening night at the theater. Apparently the lights up. The oldest son who hates my guts now. The wife, my youngest son. Playtime with children? Who's this guy? Oh, that's Papa. It's my father. Okay, so my father doesn't want to do any of these two. What about demonstration? Everybody lights up, and then evening gambling? Son probably won't like that. So demonstration guarantees us everybody being happy. Now, is that always the best thing? Probably not. Take your son to a pro-revolution demonstration. Let them see real life up close. Well, let's go with that one to start off with because apparently it keeps everybody kind of... At least it influences everybody. Oh, it influenced you bad, though. The son liked that. Daughter didn't like that. Or the daughter, my wife. I see. So, just because it highlights them, it's not going to be a positive thing. It just means that that action will either have a positive or negative effect on that person, or at least their feelings, depending on what it was. So, obviously, the wife and our father are against the revolution, so they didn't like it too much. But apparently our oldest, who seems to be very gung-ho about revolution now, liked it, and it also influenced her son in a positive way. Gotcha. Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques Guillaume. Yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce that one right. Simenois, mayor of Entaps. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolize the unity of our society and hope that the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of such hatred ever again. From King Louis XVI. So a judge was killed just for doing his duty. Simenois was a good loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law. Will you join me at the march? Sure. We ought to show that we oppose the self-appointed executioners and stand alongside the victims. I wonder why the king has taken the trouble of showing up. Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris? That is unexpected. And speak of which, King Louis is here. Interesting. Well, we are out of time. I'm going to wrap it up here, which seems like a perfect little kickoff spot. If you guys enjoyed it, would like to see more, let me know in the comments, and we could definitely do so. Let me know by leaving a thumbs up, and we'll come back and do a bit more. Otherwise, all the information will be down below. Thus far, I'm very intrigued by this. And I love the art style thus far. I'll catch you guys next time.